So tell me, is you ready, baby? Tell me, is you ready, baby?
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Be Like D channel. It's your girl D coming back with another review of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15 episode 1. I'm gonna try Atlanta again, y'all. But only because Martell on here, so I always got to stay on his ass. Okay, so let's get into it. So the episode opens up with basically like what's gonna happen and then 4 days later is what what actually happened. Or 4 days earlier we see what happened. So we see there's some kind of Ross's Sanya's husband birthday party, and they all going at it apparently. And then I can't wait because I can't wait to hear Kenya go off on Martell's ass and call him a piece of shit because he is, okay? And Sheree up here trying to sell it to us like he ain't. Girl, bye. Now we open up with Sheree, and of course Martell's ass is coming to see Sheree. Oh my god. Here we go. We gotta start with the bullshit. Okay. So she and her confessional talking about her and Martell met through a mutual friend, Carlos King, and set them up, and they've been seeing each other every weekend since then. I'm like, oh, so you've been seeing him on the weekends where he got his kids? Mel, you might want to check on that. Who he got babysitting when he over there doing on the weekends, huh? When he worried about you being in Atlanta on the weekends or whatever on your time, huh? She said no, he's from a reality show and he lives in Huntsville, Alabama, and I would love for him to move closer. Okay, Martell. And then she says that since he's on a reality show, he is nothing like what you see on TV. He is nothing but respectful and whatever, right? I'm like, oh, so he look disrespectful as fuck and, and all narcissistic, crazy, and he's stalking his ex-wife, so all of this, and you're like, oh, it's nothing like what you see. So you see it though, but he not like that. I don't get it, Sheree. Make it make sense. And then what got me is she talking about she happy she opened herself back up for love. And then they cut back to the last season when she was crying over old dude. What is this man's name? I can't think of his name. She was crying over old dude, and he left her in the damn street waiting on his ass to show up. Tyrone. She was waiting on his ass to show up. But anyway. So they cut to that scene, and she like, do I look stupid as fuck? Do I look dumb as fuck? I'm like, yes, still. Shady ass producer gonna ask her, so are you in love? She said, oh, I ain't say that. In a confessional. Oh, I ain't say that. I tried to give me. I said, I'm open to love. Open. I just figured out what's going on. They trying to revamp Martell because the way they showing this man, you would not think he is Martell. They over here like, oh yes, his physique. Oh, and he looks. Oh, I love his features. And then they all panning and showing him getting changed and getting dressed. I'm like, oh, bye. Don't nobody care because why he is Martell. Goodness, this man ain't shit, and y'all trying to sell it to us. I can't take it. I ain't gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do this whole season. Okay, I gotta watch his ass on Saturday be a jackass, and now I gotta watch him be a jackass with Sheree dumbass on Sunday. Come on now. Okay, so this last scene with Sheree and Martell's ass with they faking fraud asses. They he go get changed. He come back. He see her with a chef. He like, oh, this is the surprise. Oh, I thought it was gonna be a threesome basically. And then he goes Sheree in her confessional. Oh, I really thought about doing a threesome with my ex-husband, but I did it. But he ended up doing it with somebody else. I'm like, girl, how you just gonna throw that man pieces out there like that? Ain't had nothing to do with you. You just should have said I tried, but it just didn't happen. Okay, or whatever you just said. But anyway, then they talking about the party that's gonna happen. He gonna get cussed out at. And he's like, who all gonna be there? And then she said Candy. After she said all that stuff, and then they cut to what she said, which basically Martell and her was faking it. She getting used. They using each other. She getting used for publicity, and actually they should have put in a clip where she said she seen him pull up with some other girl trying to do the same thing. Okay, but it ain't stick because I guess she was a nobody. I don't know. So he hooked them on a charade. Dumb bitches incorporated. And that's what they gonna do because they sit over here faking and fraud and talking about having the OnlyFans and trying to act like they got all this sexual chemistry. Okay, bye. And then Martell called himself want to go off on Todd and Candy talking about they better play nice. They only 3 feet tall, both of them. And then of course stupid production gonna put their sizes next to them. So apparently Todd is 5'7" and Candy is 5'3", but they put in heels. I was like, damn, how tall is Candy? And I didn't know he was 5'7". But anyway, I'm just like, whatever, Martell. You just gotta come on here and be messy with the women. This is what this is your element. This is your element, messy. Now we're over to Candy, and Candy and her candy coated clique are together, which is Don Juan and Karma. Karma back. So then they sitting there being messy like they do, and they talk about Sheree. Have you talked to Sheree? And she was like, no. She's like, well, she always. Then he go with Don Juan jump in. She not selling nothing. I was like, oh shoot, I forgot all about her. She by failed, okay, because it failed horribly. They said she not even selling nothing, and then they cut to the YouTuber House of Aaron clip covering the information that her website shut down. It crashed. You couldn't buy nothing. I was like, oh shit, they gave this dude his shine, and he did an interview with Candy last season too, so that was dope. Anyway, back to Sheree dumbass. Okay, so then Candy, her confessional saying that Sheree never can quite get what she said Sheree is never quite prepared when it comes to stuff, but she'll say, no, I got it, it's good, and then something like this happens where she ain't selling shit still. So I'm like, yes, Candy, you got 100% right, because come on now. How you still ain't got no damn clothes, and you still she by Sheree is the biggest brand that's not a brand. That's crazy. Okay, so we got this whole storyline. As always, Candy worked too much. She not there for her kids, and she's talking about her 6-year-old Ace. Done said, "Mommy, you work too much." And then they should cut to her in the confessional, and he calling, and he like, I want you to help me. And he's like, ain't Cat? She like, ain't Cat can't help you? It seemed a little cold. But I also understand, like, they can't. I'm busy right now. I know, sweetie, but maybe another time. But then you do need to have that other time, Candy, though. That's all I'm saying, okay? But this is why Marlo is gonna say trash ass things to her. So now Kenya and Monyetta, which is a friend of the show, which is Candy's friend, has joined Candy in the gang. So. But then they end up excusing themselves, and then it just being them three. So apparently Candy talking about she's a little mad at Monyetta because she ain't stand up for her, but they were still laughing about it, and then they explained that she just sat there while Marlo was talking shit about her, I guess, or whatever. And she was like, well, in her confessional, Monyetta got a confessional. In her confessional, she said that she didn't like the way it was being perceived, like she was taking Marlo's side, but she was just getting both sides of the story, and she know that that's how she is. So she's sorry that it was perceived that way. I was like, I can kind of get with that, okay. But I wonder if Candy's still like, you still ain't defend me. But that kind of tied back to Tamar's ass situation too. You ain't the one who Tamar was trying to say, but I ain't believe that shit, okay. But anyway. So then, So apparently Monyetta done hooked up Kenya with some guy. Then they start showing pictures of Kenya with this guy. And I'm like, okay, he looked nice. But she said he was a bachelor. So I was just like, well, why would she call him a super bachelor? But she dating him. But she said she happy. She feeling this. She feeling invigorated and she feeling herself again and like a woman. I'm like, okay, girl, go ahead. And she seemed happy. But she seemed happy. But I just will say that she talking about she got that spark back. It looked like the messy spark back, okay? Because she like she finna be on some shit this season, okay? But we gonna see. We gonna see. I seen the twinge in the eye. Like, ooh, should I? So now they talking about how Kenya said she was disappointed what happened between Sheree and Candy, and then they showed them at the reunion going at it, and Sheree trying to say that Candy was using her for clickbait, and then when they mentioned when Candy did that spoof about her when she was acting like her and doing all that shit, which was funny as hell. And then they started laughing. Was like, yeah, I thought it was funny. Yeah, I thought it was funny. And then in Candy's confession, she was like, Sheree always forget what she say about other people or what I've done for her, basically. And then when you ask, confront her about it, she's like, what you mean? So now I'm gonna pull a you on you. What you mean? I don't remember. I was like, okay, Candy on one, okay? They wasn't lying. Okay? She already activated by Sheree's ass, okay? So now they talking about Martell's ass, okay? And they was like, is she bringing him to the party? They was like, I hope she not. And they was like, I think she is. Are they serious? So then Monyetta said, because the streets been talking, and then Kenny was like, oh, the streets been talking to you too? And then that shit was so funny. Kenny was like, the streets been talking to you too? So then Kenny like, okay, so what y'all heard? And it's like, yeah, he already dipping and doing, talking to other women in Atlanta. And I'm like, then they show all the articles with that, talking about Martell already cheating on Sheree. I'm like, because you know what? Martell is double-minded. Catch that reference, okay? If y'all know, y'all know. And then and then Kenya was like, it's kind of weird because he lightweight tried to holler at me. And that's like, lightweight what? It's like, because she was like, via Instagram. And it's like, oh, DM. And then Kenny like, ooh, pull up the DM. I'm like, ooh, Candy, you is in your messy bag right now, okay? Ooh, pull up your DM. Pull it up. She's like, I bet it's still there. So then they tried to open it, but she had accept him on there, so she couldn't see the message, but she seen that he sent her one. So then they opened it, but he deleted it, and that's like, he deleted it. I was like, oh, I was hoping it was gonna be there, but you know what? I bet once he got Sheree, he was like, let me go back and delete this. No trail, okay? So then in Kenya's confessional, I guess they asked her why she didn't go for Martell. And she was like, Martell? No, every time Martell looks at a woman, they get pregnant. Luckily for Sheree, she don't get no more periods. And then she started laughing. And I'm like, yeah, you was wrong for that. But okay, it was kind of funny. So then they get off of Kenya talking about Martell's ass. And then now we're talking about what's going on with Candy and Todd. So Kenya said she heard them arguing in the background when she called the other day. So then Candy started saying what happened was that he was trying to write a movie. And he got a lot of scripts that he didn't wrote that he want her to produce. But she don't have time to go be producing, and because she doing a lot of things, and he mad because she don't make time for him. And so apparently he said it was supposed to be a table read at 11, but then Candy said she has an interview at 11. Can he move it? And he said no. But then the day of, he said it's at 4, and then she was like, I thought it was at 11. He said they couldn't do 11. She was like, so but you couldn't move it when I asked you to move it. But now you're trying to make me the problem. So then she started breaking down, crying, and saying she don't like that he making them a problem. She understands that she doing a lot. She understands that it is hard on him as well, but don't make her the problem on purpose. So I'm like, okay, I get that. Like he if you knew that, he could have been said that like, oh well, we switched it to 4. It wasn't no communication, and I guess because he got mad because he couldn't get his way. So now he got to flip it and be like, well, now it's changed. Oh, well, kind of shit, passive aggressive kind of shit. But she said she understands that he's frustrated, but she don't want to have to deal with that, basically. And then Kenya says she understands that she don't want her to be in divorce court like her. So her sisterly advice is that you make time for your husband. And then Candy's just like, yeah. I'm like, Candy, you keep saying the same thing over and over again, and you still, I don't know what's going on, girl. You gotta get it together. So now we're over to Sanya, and Sanya is basically living like the damn Brady Bunch with all his family still in her house. She got her mama, I think her daddy, her sister, and her husband, and they 2 kids. And then she got her and her husband and her kid. I'm like, God damn, girl. But anyway, so they basically all having the same frustrations of all living in this house together, all being dependent on each other and shit like that. So they basically having arguments like, you said the kids can go outside. I ain't telling them they can go outside. Shit like that. I was like, oh, y'all just tired of living in the house together. And then look up and the sister got a damn confession. I said, oh shit, hold on, is she friend of or we just interviewing family? Because I don't know. Because they used to do that shit on like Jersey and shit, the Housewives of New Jersey. So is she friend of? But anyway, so she got her confessional. She's basically saying, yeah, saying you need to understand that we ain't in that realm of you was the priority. She's like, she'll call her, she'll get home at 2 a.m. or something like that, and she'll be like, can you come cut my wig? I was like, girl, no. So that was funny, but that pretty much sums up Sanya's little story. That whole scene was a lot, and then the fact that she planning her husband's party, where everybody gonna get into it at. So we get this scene with Candy and Todd, and so Todd is trying to work on his script, but it's supposed to be family time. And then Candy is like, well, it's supposed to be family time. It's family time. You should get off the thing. He's like, well, I'm trying to finish this script. And then she was like, you're not gonna finish today. So I'm like, so he's still on the phone, and then he like, well, he said, oh, my family here, they're trying to tell me it's time to get off. And they was like, oh, okay, we're gonna run through the last one again. He's like, oh yeah, just run through the last. I'm like, oh my gosh, Todd, come on. Like, you was almost off the phone. Then Kenny was like, okay then, fine, like whatever. But then in her confessional, she was saying that Todd is lately, she said her and Todd are very driven people, so they always want to do a lot of things and accomplish a lot of things. So but right now his whole script thing is his scripts and writing his script and movies or whatever. She's like, but this is taking a lot of his time, and it's cutting into the family time that they set aside for family time. She's like, so she doing and working hard to get to, to do her part, so she need his ass to meet her halfway. And I'm like, okay, that's fair too. It's a give and take though. It's gonna happen. One day you're not all there, one day they not all there. But the frustration's gonna happen. You just gotta work through the shit. And anyway, so then she starts singing, I can't do it. I'm like okay, so this scene with Marla was kind of BS. I kind of fast forwarded through it, but basically her nephew was back together after she sent them away, and now she's trying to make up for it. And she got a life coach that's supposed to be talking them into, I don't know, it's like a life coach, but it's therapy, I don't know. And they all talk about a mission statement and stuff. I don't know, I just skipped it because it was just getting on my nerves. It was boring. It was boring, and it felt like a lie. So bye, Marlo. Now we're over to Sheree, and Sheree has Sanya coming over, and they working out, and I'm like, oh, okay. So Sanya trying to tell her about her problems, and I did not see, because it was so boring and long with her saying that her brother-in-law is her assistant now. So she's saying, so it might seem like I'm asking for a lot, because that's a weird situation, like, and then they live in her damn house. So yeah, I get that. But then they got cut short because then Sheree's friend, who was I guess another friend of the show, Courtney, show up, and then she show up doing the most, acting like she want to be on TV, if you ask me. All that shit, girl, bye. So then they all get to sitting down. They want to talk about Candy, and she's saying that Candy's going around trying to look her up and figure out what's going on with this girl, and saying that she said they was friends. And she's like, yeah, I know that you're global, but like, why are you worried about me? I'm like, okay, girl. This fake problem, this sounds ridiculous, okay? And then he goes Sheree saying, well, Candy got a lot of time on her hands right now because she got a lot of time to make memes or whatever about me. So then in her confessional, she says that Candy, she thought her and Candy was good, but then Candy keep going on with all of these spoofs and stuff about her being and making her clickbait. And I forgot to mention that earlier when Candy said You said I made you clickbait, so now you clickbait. I said, okay, girl, clickbait. Now you clickbait. So then Sheree saying that but Candy, if Candy not doing nothing, she talking. What she said, she eating or sucking dick, or what she said, she either sucking dick or eating. If she not talking about her, I don't know. But she's like, but not in a locker room. I said, okay, that was funny. Cause that whole little rumor that it was Candy sucking dick with somebody in the locker room, I don't even know. Bye, Sheree. So. First of all, saying you talking about, well, I don't got no problem with Candy. We got some reels coming up today. And she was like, but I don't do no skits, I don't do no spoofs, I ain't in those, okay? But we got our reels. And then, but she's stupid ass Courtney talking about, but you're glowing. It must be because of Martell. Because Martell, oh my gosh, it's so amazing, right? I'm like, oh, you dumb too. She was like, yes, he came at a perfect time. He's the best. Stop lying to me, okay? Just stop. And then she talking about they ain't put no label on anything, they just having a good time. I'm like, girls, can you please stop? Because this is dumb. This is real dumb, and we're gonna have to deal with it all season, y'all. Oh gosh. So now we're over to Sanya, and she is I guess seeing how far long the party is going, because the party about to start. And apparently, so it's her husband's 40th birthday. It's Harlem Nights theme, and her budget was $40,000 for his 40th. But apparently, she done spent $100,000 on this damn party because she going all out. And I'm like, girl, I hope you got it. I hope you got it. Don't start getting on this show, overspending, and then you looking like Kim Zolciak, okay? But anywho, so then we got all the little scenes rolling through. And then you got Candy and Todd trying to figure out what they gonna wear to the party. And then I guess he was gonna wear this hat. He was like, oh, so no pimp hat. And then Candy was like, unless you want Marlo coming up to you asking you for a job. And Todd like, girl, you stupid. So then we get to Marlo at her house trying to get ready, and she's saying that she want a bob or something. But then she's saying it's gonna be her first time she's seen Candy since the reunion, basically. And she said that and he was like, oh, you seen all the little spoofs she been doing online. So then they showed the one where she did of her, and she got this wig all the way up here, down here to her eyebrows, acting like Marlo. And then she was in her confessional, Marlo said that she cool on Candy. That's what Candy needs to stick to anyway, because no, that's what she said in the scene, that she needs to stick to that because the music ain't doing good, and the Broadway ain't doing good. I'm like, how Broadway ain't doing good when she just got nominated for like an Emmy or something for Broadway? So girl, check your facts before you start throwing out stuff. But anyway, so then in her confessional, she was saying that she cool on Candy. The spoofs was funny, but she can leave. What she said, Candy can leave her where she at, like where she left her with her edges next to her eyebrows. Yeah, she can leave me up over there. I'm like, okay, that's what you're saying now. Now you're trying to say like you don't care, but all you do is go back to Candy. It's like, well, you ain't my friend. Why you ain't do the things that you do for everybody for me, even though she do. So, okay, and then you're going to say all the disgusting things about her not being a mother. She's a provider, not a mother, or some shit she said, girl. Okay, so now Kenya and everybody's starting to arrive to the party. And she like, she don't know, in her confession she said she don't know if she going to accept Sanya's next invitation if she keep up with the Party City and the dry beef patties that she had last season. So she set the bar low. But then she come in, she like, this is nice. And then she brought some friend named Akila. Everybody got their friend this season. I'm like, okay. So then she talking to Ralph and Mayetta, and they saying that Drew not gonna be there because Drew got a family emergency. He's like, yeah, she got a family emergency. She got a family crisis. And then in Kenya's confession, she was like, he keeps saying that Drew has an emergency. Drew has a family crisis, but ain't you forgetting that you married to the crisis? It's your family too. I'm like, exactly. And then he get his confessional, and he talking about, yeah, Drew got a lot going on, but you know, her father's sick, and but I know I just need to be here and show love and support to my boy for his 40th. What? You know what? I'm not finna let you get me riled up, Ralph. Okay? Because I know you full of the BS. Oh my gosh! I just realized Martell and Ralph on the same show. How did this happen? What is this finna be? Everybody arriving to the party, then Sheree arrives, and Kenya says, "Oh, here goes the lady of the hour." And then Candy was like, "Oh, honey, she is not the lady of the hour." I said, "Oh, Candy." Candy gonna be real good this season. Okay, so then when Sheree and Martell show up and everybody like mingling, and then of course Sonya and her husband do their little entrance. They look nice. I like the whole party too. And so they're like, all right, let's turn up, let's have fun. So they all start mingling and dancing and stuff. And then in Kenya's confession, she was like, why is he here on your arm, girl? Then he go, Candy in her confession talking about last year Sheree was with Mr. Community Service. And they show a picture of Tyrone. It's like, and now she with Community Property. I was like, oh yes, okay, you know what? Now I can take it because they finna be on her ass all season. I'm finna be on her ass all season for messing with this dumbass man. Okay, so yes, okay, Community Property. That's who Martell is, and that's because they probably being nice because they don't want to call him Community Peen. Okay, that's what he is, Community Peen, and an ain't shit nigga. Okay. That's how she like him, don't she? Can you slide over to Sheree and Martell, and she was like, so y'all official? Are y'all dating? They was like, yes. And she started laughing, and then Sheree was like, what are you up to? And then Kenya just laughing. And then Sheree's confession, she says that Kenya is so messy and she just want to be nosy and all in your business. She's like, you need to be worried about if Mark if Mark gonna try to take more manner in a divorce settlement, okay? And he need to add some baseboards. I was like, damn, see what Kimmy is? That was good, okay? Okay, so we got Marlo instigating whatever this Courtney chick got on with Candy. She was like, oh yeah, I heard that you had some issue with Candy. Well, I loved it because in her confession, she was like, yeah, I'm just happy the mess don't involve me and Candy. So I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the tea. If there's tea to be sipped, you know, I'm here to sip it. And then, so she's like, yeah, you should definitely go talk to Candy about that. That's kind of weird, right? So the whole thing is that apparently it got back to Candy that the girl said they was friends, but Candy said she don't know the girl. And then the girl saying that she knows Candy, but they in the same circles, but they not friends. So it's so stupid. So apparently she think that Candy was mad with her. I don't know. So then she want to talk to Candy about it. But she was getting a little raw, like, I don't know you, and we know each other in social group. But she kept bouncing it. So then Candy was like, okay, you can stop. Like, then Sanya kind of checked her, like, okay, girl, you kind of are bringing the energy to this conversation. You need to chill out. Cause Candy was like, yeah, I just said I don't know you. I don't know you. I knew my friend in the picture or something. Her friend Dina, they know together, or whatever. So then the girl was trying to, like, she was acting like she was trying to do her, looks like she was trying to do her big one with Candy. And she wasn't ready, okay? Because then Candy was like, I don't know why you come at me with this crazy energy. So then they kind of brought it back. But then she did it again where she bounced like that again. And then Candy was like, stop bouncing at me. Like, Candy was like, bitch, you better stop. Like, I don't know what you're doing. You keep flinching. You act like you want to get hit, okay? And then she was like, I'm going to tell you right now, back. I said, all right, Candy, tell her, back, bitch, back, okay? So then she was like, she's like, no, let's calm it down. You back. I'm not doing anything. I'm like, girl, stop. And then he go, Marlo, oh, is this what Candy looked like when she fighting with me? Whole time she like, I don't want to look at the fight, but I'm looking. And then Candy quits get crunk. She like, y'all better get this bitch. I'm about to headbutt this bitch, okay? I said, well, damn, first episode, she about to headbutt the bitch. I don't know. Candy had it on point when she said she just was going through a lot of things at that time. She was dealing with stuff with her group. And then when she got on here, it was like she wasn't taking no shit. Because she ain't taking shit from nobody. Like, that energy she got, she like ready to fight whoever. Okay, so then after all of that's happening with Candy, at the same time, we got Kenya. And well, before that, you had Candy telling Kenya that she know for a fact some girl that she know Martell been messing around town. Okay, Candy always got tea, you know. and she always got the streets talking. So then they was like, oh, well, maybe we should talk to her and tell her. So then they was like, because maybe he already told. I said, he ain't tell her shit, okay? He don't tell nobody nothing. So then Kenya goes to Sheree and pulls her to the side, and I want to sit down. So it's Kenya, Monyetta, and Sheree. So then Monyetta's like, are you good? Y'all together now? And they're like, yeah, with her stupid stuff. And then she's like, because I've been hearing some things. Me and Candy been hearing some things. She's like, oh, so what you heard? She's like, well, we heard he messing with some other girl in town. And she was like, well, where's she at? Because he been here 3 days. Where's she at? I'm like, girl, you look so stupid. No, don't fight over Martell, okay? You already looking like coleslaw. Okay, you looking coleslaw. So then Kenya was like, well, I also want to tell you that, he DM'd me once. And then she's like, well, pull up the DM. She's like, I just want to tell you because I don't want nobody else to tell you that, okay? And then here she go, like, well, you can call him over. You can call him. Come on here, Martell. And then Kenya's confessional, she was like, I'm not trying to be over here wrestling on the floor with She-Man. I look too good in this dress. I said yes, because she finna be down to fight. And I don't even know how Martell, you can't even handle Sheree, okay? You can't even handle Sheree when Sheree go to that who gonna check me boo moment, okay? You can't even handle that energy. You think you can't even handle males, okay? Handle me? Who gonna handle me? Okay, that's how your ass gonna be. So anyway, it end off of that. And then next episode, we're gonna see when they really get into it. Alright, that is the end of the episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 1. The episode was kind of pretty good. I had a good time laughing. They was throwing lots of shade, okay? Everybody was throwing shade, okay? And it was great when it was thrown at Martell and Sheree. Okay, I was enjoying that. Eat their ass up all season, y'all. Okay. Alright, so remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the Be Like Dee channel. Okay. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about the episode. What y'all think about Martell's dumbass being on this show. Sheree dumbass trying to be with him, and which at the same time his ass is torturing his ex-wife, and the fact that Martell and Ralph is going to be on the same show. I can't even imagine what we about to witness, but it's going to be a lot of gaslighting.